Bim. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to IPLCast 25, coming to you from the now properly, actually winter city of Sydney. Um, it's not every IPL cast where we can actually make a definite call on the weather because it's usually nuts. But no. This week has
Mm.
definitely uh, been winter. As usual, this is your now even older than before senior admin Kamata, aka Reverse G, aka Gino. And
Tell
joining me
everyone
as
how old you are now.
I'm the big 3-0.
It
I'm
was his
not the oldest.
birthday just last week. No,
Ah,
this
man,
week, this
it
Monday.
was this week. It was on Monday. Um,
Yeah.
I am not the oldest member of the IPL by far. I know at least a couple of other people who are older than me, but I'm definitely the oldest person on the team. I'm the oldest person on the admin team by a long shot. Okay. Well, joining me as usual is fellow IPL admin Yamakiachi, aka Rowan, aka Megan.
Hi guys. Apparently my
Uh,
microphone is buzzing.
so if you're listening to this and you hear the incessant buzz, comment. Let us know that it is actually happening. And it's not just me hallucinating a low, dull hum.
I can't
Anyway,
hear a single thing, but apparently it vanishes when I actually pause the microphone, like mute
yeah,
it. So it must be my microphone, and I don't know why.
it must be trying to compensate for the volume or something. I have no idea. Anyway, I almost forgot to mention that Megan is in possession of a Charizard amiibo.
Yes, I am. I've got it right here. I haven't even opened it yet, but it looks beautiful.
Looks
Very nicely
beautiful,
made.
and if she had her camera on, you would see it already. Um,
I know. You guys must be really sad now.
uh,
But look, I'll shake it. Here it is, right here.
it's solid in a solid plastic casing. It barely moves.
No, but look, you can hear like the sound of the casing. Do you want to hear me open
Yeah.
it? Do you want to
Are
hear
you
me
opening
open
it
it?
now? Okay.
Oh yeah,
Crisp surround sound.
yeah.
That's not even surround. I mean, I'm lying. That's not surround.
You liar. Oh,
Damn, you could issue bubbles. I am.
here
I
it
am
is.
thoroughly. I am thoroughly, by the way, obsessed with the fact that they've got all of these speech bubbles now. And I actually have Street Pass
Yeah, the
tickets to
new
get them.
3DS update came with speech bubbles where you can buy them in the same place you buy hats in Me Street Pass Plaza. They're cool. I saw one guy that had Link Between Worlds one, but so far I've only found Wind Waker one.
Oh,
I
okay,
want that
because
one.
I've the Link Between Worlds one. Isn't yours Link Between Worlds?
No, not the background, the speech bubble. I've
Oh,
got a
yeah. No,
Wind Waker speech bubble, but I want Link Between Worlds.
I must have unlocked that on one of these. Um, yes. Anyway, I've been obsessed with street pass fishing and just street pass fishing. Um, Yuji Naka makes nice games.
Yeah, Street Pass fishing would have to be my second obsession after Street Pass Garden.
Yep, I'm completing Street Pass Garden now. I'm just doing all of the quests, but yeah,
I have,
we're
I think, 10 plants left.
tribes. Yeah, I should switch to the shadow plants.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, tonight is cold, and we are broadcasting in the evening because we won't have time. On Saturday, we will be once again a long, long way away
Very long
from.
way away.
Yeah, we're gonna be a few hours away from Sydney, probably enjoying a nice weekend out in the country somewhere. So we won't be able to do IPL cast at our regular time, but here we are, essentially doing the night shift. We're
Yep.
hoping not to have too many of these, but if we want to put an IPL cast up once every 2 weeks, this is the way it's gonna go sometimes.
But we're doing pretty good so far. I don't think we've missed any for a while now.
No, we've been doing quite consistently the last few months, but it's that's the thing with IPLcast. It's we only ever do like 26 of these a year, so we might
Mm.
as well make it count. All right. So look at me talking about doing 26 of these a year, and we're only at number 25. Um,
Is it a 1 year anniversary yet, or is that
it is
past?
actually it is well past the first year anniversary
Oh
of
man, we
IPL
suck.
Cast. We're
We should
like a
be way
month
ahead.
and a half behind.
Mm.
Also, this is the sixth anniversary of the IPL. So happy birthday, IPL! You started
Should
in
we
May
have some sort
2009.
of party event in the IPL?
Oh,
Should we do that?
look, I don't really want to chuck a party event because there's a really big crisis happening right now. Spoilers.
Oh yes,
Um,
that's right. Apparently everyone's doing really badly, but I think we're going to be getting to that later.
we're going to be getting to that later, so
I
I'll
think
explain
later
how
on
that.
we're going to get about 10 minutes of just Gino crying.
Yep. Do me a favor, by the way, if you're listening to this and you want to celebrate the sixth anniversary of IPL, do something involving the number six. And a thank you to the admins who have been busting their asses. It's not just me, Megan, and Rob. We also want to thank Ed and Laurel slash Tofu for everything they did as well during the startup, and a
Mm,
whole bunch of other people, including a whole bunch of people that are no longer on DA.
mm.
So that
Lots
includes
of time has passed.
yeah, that
Season
includes former
10, time goes by.
yeah. That includes Dabby, who is like one of our IPL alumni, and a whole bunch of other IPL alumni. We've had quite a few others that have left and moved on to their things, and quite a few who have deactivated their DA accounts, so we can't send them the thank yous.
Mm.
Um,
Are we
all
sending
right,
people thank yous?
are we sending people thank yous? Well,
Are you? Because you
I'm
just
gonna
said that we might be sending, that we're sending thank yous, or we can't send thank yous.
no. These are people who if we would send thank yous, we would send thank yous to,
Okay,
but
but we're
they're
not
not
actually
here.
sending thank yous.
I'm just saying thank you now. I'm not. This is the state of things. It's like we've been plugging away for like 6 years, and only occasionally do we remember it's our birthday.
Mm,
So if you don't know when the IPL's birthday is, it's always in May, because this got started mid-May. And if you
mm,
really want to find out when it was, you can just backtrack all the way back to Pokemon Dash League. Oh, remember that?
mm.
Okay, let's
I
get
think
through our
that's
external.
still the host for our donation pool, isn't it?
That is our donation pool. Okay, so I'm gonna make a plug now. Happy birthday! Please give us some points. Um,
We use the points to make make IPL group and the Global Battle Union super groups.
yeah, we prioritize the IPL first, but if we can
Mm,
spill some over to Global Battle Union, we'll do so. Last year's meander wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for a generous donation for Global Battle Union to go super. So thank God for me. So
hint, hint, wink, wink.
hit, wait, wait, yeah, donate. The the IPL actually does run on donations. We plug in the rest of the money, so you don't have to pay all of it. But we
Mm.
do appreciate it when people donate stuff. Um, if you donate stuff and you want to be thanked right here on IPLcast, you can actually do that when you donate. So go for it. Anyway, let's talk about our external headlines. We've got a few to go through.
External headlines. First one is Battle Ready Dragonite distribution. With the release of the TCG pack Roaring Skies, GameStop will be distributing a level 55 Dragonite from June 22nd to July 12th in the US. The Dragonite will know Dragon Dance, Outrage, Extreme Speed, and Hurricane, and will have its hidden ability Multiscale, which reduces damage taken by half when Dragonite is at max HP, which is a very useful battle strategy. It means you could probably survive Latios Dragon Pulse, I think that's what it is. You'll also carry a Lumberry.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good. Level
Yeah.
55 means it is actually battle ready, so you could probably, once you EV train it, I imagine, you could probably bring it straight into
What? Yeah.
the
When we say battle,
competition.
When we say battle ready,
Battle
we don't
ready, as in
mean
it's level 55, so it's already pretty much there. It's already got attacks. It's got a decent, um, it's got a decent ability. It's I'm sure Lumberry is useful for something.
just don't take it with you to an online match.
How come?
Well, I mean, look, it's probably great, but if
Well,
you've
look,
got
it's
it,
not like one of the best of the best, but it is a pretty decent Pokemon. Dragonite
okay,
itself alone is pretty decent.
all right.
Yeah.
Lumberries automatically heal. It'll automatically recover from a status condition during battle.
Ooh, especially useful.
Yeah. All right. So if you live in the U.S., which has GameStop, go over and grab it. It's only available from June 22nd to July 12th, which means you've got about 3 weeks to grab it. Tons of GameStop, so go for it.
Mm.
Dragon Dance, Outrage, Extreme Speed, and Hurricane. If it's not great as a Pokemon by itself, you can definitely you could play around in the game with it. Okay.
Mm. The
Next
fact that it
headline.
has its hidden ability means you can breed it and have other Pokemon, other Dragonites that hit the hidden ability, which is very
That's
interesting.
true.
Anyway, moving on. Pokken Fighter Gengar. Gengar has been announced as the latest playable character in Pokken Fighter, the winner of the voting poll held last year on who will be the next fighter included in the game. Like Lucario and Gardevoir, Gengar will be able to Mega Evolve for its burst attack. The promo video released by Nintendo shows Gengar using attacks such as Lick, Shadow Ball, Shadow Sneak, and Dark Pulse. I had to watch this video beforehand, and it is actually really cool. Like they've done a really good job with Gengar.
Opinions on Gengar. Besides, it's really cool, and they did a really good job on Gengar.
Well, it's a good Pokemon to include in this sort of game because it's bipedal, which means you can have a fairly varied range of attacks, but it seems to use its tongue for most physical hits rather than its arms. So Lick is going to be fairly prominent, but its ranged attacks tend to be Shadow Ball. I've seen it use Shadow Sneak as sort of a close range. Dark Pulse is sort of like a radial close range. And from the looks of it, it also used now, I don't know what the attack is called. I can't remember, but it's Giratina's move where it can go through Protect. You can hit through
Hmm.
Protect. What's that called? I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it looked like because it seemed to, if I remember correctly, it looked like it hit through Gardevoir's shield.
Hmm.
So
I will have
you should
to.
have a look at the promo video because it's very interesting to see, and it is a good example of how Gengar's going to fight in this game.
Okay. Cool. Gengar, very interesting. I want to
You
see. I
don't
want to
seem
see
too
more.
enthused about this.
I don't. Well, I mean, it's another bipedal fighter. I want to see I want to see more implementations the way they did Suicune.
Look, they've done a really good job with Suicune, and I imagine. But the only reason why it's Gengar and not another Pokemon at the moment is because Gengar was voted as the most wanted one by Pokemon fans themselves. So that is why it was Gengar, another bipedal Pokemon. But I imagine as more characters are being released, because I doubt they're just going to stick to a few. I think they're going to release a whole bunch of them, and considering the way uh, I've forgotten what it's called now. Downloadable content is considering the way that's going. I imagine even after the game's released and established, we're probably still going to have the opportunity to get other characters. So
Can you
if
can
you
you
want a
imagine
bipedal
so
Pokemon, go vote for a bipedal Pokemon.
can you imagine how crazy this is going to be? Like, let's just think about it for a second.
Mm.
I want the idea that they have a rather large roster. I've seen fighting games with amazingly large rosters.
I don't think
Looking
they're
forward
going
to
to go
stuff like that.
massive. I think they're just going to be like. I imagine it's going to be like Super Smash Brothers, where it's a decent number, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it, Smash Brothers was actually a ridiculous number if you think about fighting games in general. But I don't. I'm in two ways about the DLC model for these things because
Look, I
Nintendo.
know DLC. is in. I know a lot of people don't have a strong opinion of DLC at the moment, but Nintendo does have a reputation of doing a really good job with balancing DLC. I mean, just take a look at what they did with Hyrule Warriors. That is a really good example of DLC.
Yeah, I know, but take a look at what they did for Super Smash Brothers, where Mewtwo is, I believe, 299 US and Lucas is $5.
But there's yeah, but there's still only two of them. You know,
I know,
it's not
but
like
that
a company
if
guaranteed
you're
crap
but that's
for
the benchmark
$5
for
each.
it though. If you remember, Mario Kart's DLC was like $15. Um,
A lot
I
came
mean,
in that pack though.
oh yeah, no,
It's not
the
so
Mario
much the
Kart.
price, but it's the value that you get for it as well. You know.
That's true, but you're paying $5 for. I mean, it's still cheaper than say paying for a character in Dead or Alive 5 last round,
Mm.
where it's like $7.50 for a single character in their move sets. But it still sounds like quite a bit. There isn't as much in the value proposition in terms of the Smash Brothers DLC. I don't know how it's going to go for Pokken Tournament,
Mm.
but I would imagine they would have to get a sizable roster considering the pool they're drawing from is really big.
Considering the number of Pokemon, I doubt they're just going to go small, even if on that idea alone, you know? It'd be
Mm.
silly to have like a roster of only 10 if you've got 700 and something to choose from, you know?
Yeah, but again, it's coming out in arcades apparently mid-year or something like that.
Mm.
I'd want to see who the actual roster is. I know they'd be developing it for consoles, but we'll see what they decide to do. Nintendo's taking a weird tack on things at the moment, but at least
Mm.
they're bringing out Splatoon amiibo, so I'm happy. Anyway,
I think at the moment Nintendo's just trying to try new things, see what works, what they can add to their main habits
it
in addition
feels
to what they already
weird
do.
though, doesn't it? It feels weird that
It's nice that they're
Nintendo's.
doing something different. I mean, everyone's always complaining that Nintendo has been exactly the same for the last 20 years. And as much as all of their current, as much as I personally still love all of their old games like Mario and Zelda and all that stuff, it is still nice to see them doing different things. And knowing Nintendo, if something doesn't work, they're going to stop doing it. Like they have that history as well. So
Oh yeah,
like there's no
like if
sense
something
freaking
doesn't
out about it.
is if something doesn't work, they're gonna stop immediately.
Mm. It's just
So
really nice to see them try different things.
that's true. But this is less a push from Nintendo and more a push from Pokemon Company International. That's the collaboration had Nintendo's blessing, but it didn't have Nintendo's go do this.
Mm.
All right, let's talk about the UK Darkrai because that's another thing that Australia doesn't have.
UK Darkrai ending soon. Don't forget UK trainers at the distribution event for Darkrai will be ending soon, if not already. 3 different end dates were released, including May 5 on the official site, May 10 in the promo video, and May 13 on the code leaflet. So it is. I'm honestly unsure which is what they're actually following, but if you're in the UK and you haven't got it yet, there's about a 2/3 chance that you can still actually get the Darkrai.
Yep, and if not, if you're viewing this on the weekend, tough luck. Um,
Yeah.
so May 5, it might be different
May
things
13
actually.
is next Wednesday, though, so that's probably the absolute limit of your luck on whether or not you can still get the Darkrai.
I'm going to guess that if you got the leaflet, you have until May 13 because that code's not going away. You've already gone through the trouble of securing it. I'm going to guess that May 10.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
the codes themselves that are going to stop working, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just they're not just going
It's
to
not
stop
just that.
giving it away.
But I imagine that May 5 might be when they stop promoting it on the website. May 10 might be when they stop promoting it for the video, or when the code for the video stops being valid.
Quite possibly, quite possibly. But still, if you haven't gotten it yet, sooner the better at this point. It's getting to be more and more of a gamble the longer you wait.
All right, I want one. The problem is that I don't live in the UK, and
To be
did you
honest,
actually?
To be honest, I've already got heaps of Darkrai. Darkray's a fairly common distribution for events. Just I don't need any more Darkrai.
Do we know where it is? It is okay, game. So if you go to game, you can get one of many Darkrai.
Mm.
So let's if you live in the UK and you haven't gotten it yet, come on. All right, let's
Yes.
move to Poke Beach, which seems to have remodeled.
Pokebeach has remodeled. The Pokemon website Pokebeach has been redesigned. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It actually looks quite nice. I was worried that it would be difficult to navigate, but it's actually fairly easy because up the top you've got this section where all the latest articles are previewed, and you just click a little next button and you can see the ones before that and before that. So it's fairly easy to navigate, easier than the previous layout, I think, because that was more of a sort of like a Tumblr layout where it's just each post in front of each other. But yeah.
By the way, if you're playing Pokemon Shuffle, I'm sorry, but also if you're playing Pokemon Shuffle, if you didn't know already, the Safari events have been unlocked, and there are Rotom events, and there's a Mega Banette challenge. If you're into that kind of thing, the Pokemon Rumble World people are still waiting for their events because all we've gotten so far are pretty dull giveaways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for something to play on the long train ride to the south.
I've got things to. I've been obsessed. This is on my laptop. Not like I can't play this on the train, but I've been obsessed with Prison Architect lately.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I reckon as soon as I get the hang of it, I'm just gonna lose interest. But for now, I'm just playing it forever, all the time.
Once you get the hang of it, which is once you get competent with the game, you'll stop playing
Once
the
I
game.
start doing well enough that, yeah, well, in general with games, once I start doing well enough and I've done everything, I just tend to lose interest. So, yeah.
Okay.
I imagine, give me another week. I imagine by next IPLcast I'll have lost interest.
Prison Architect? Fair. All right. What else are we looking at? So Poke Beach, really great. Check that site out. That stuff has really good stuff on TCGs. All that. Pachirisu distribution. Championship Pachirisu.
Yep. I apologize in advance for probably pronouncing this wrong. Sejun Park's World Championship Pachirisu were distributed at the Pokemon National Championships in the US, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, and Italy via Wi-Fi connection, meaning you have to actually
Wi-Fi.
go to the event to get it. Wi-Fi. The Pachirisu will be level 50 and know the moves Nuzzle, Follow Me, Super Fang, and Protect. And its hidden ability, Volt Absorb, will also be part of this. This distribution can only be received in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so don't bother trying to get it on X and Y. But this is pretty much, it's a copy of the Pachirisu that Sejun Park actually used in the championship. I think it was last year, that whole rage about the fact that he won with the Pachirisu.
No one was raging. Everybody was pretty amazed. They were
not
pretty
raging.
impressed.
I mean, like excited, sort of thing.
Yes, this was also the World Championship Pachirisu. We were distributing. Yes, World Championship Pachirisu at some point during the send-a-thon. Yeah. Holy crap! We had like 15 of these sent out. And if you got them, well done. Anyway, availability. If you live in Germany, the national championships will be at the Karl Benz Arena in Stuttgart. The Karl Benz Arena? Really?
Apparently.
If I'm imagining, okay, sorry, it's the wrong arena. I had the idea of the really big arena in Stuttgart, but apparently that's not it.
Sad face.
Kind of. Must be thinking of Allianz Arena or something like that. I don't know. The Mercedes-Benz Arena or something like that. Anyway, if you live in the United Kingdom, the national if you live in Stuttgart, the national championships are May 16 and May 17, so they're 2 weeks from now. If you are in the United Kingdom, if you are Mancunian, great, you live there already. If you're not, head over to Manchester at Event City. That'll be held from May 30 to 31st. In Australia, if you live anywhere near Melbourne, great. If you don't, get tickets and accommodation because it's going to be really good. It's the Nationals are going to be held at the Melbourne Park Function Centre in Melbourne
Mm.
between June 6th and 8th. It's going to be apparently this is like the first nationals that's actually going to be held over multiple days. We know some people from Sydney who are desperately trying to group together. You're going to have people sharing hotel rooms and everything. So that'll be interesting. If you live in Italy, the national championships are happening between June 13 and 14 at the Mediolanum. Yeah, is that right? Mediolanum Forum in Milan, not in Rome. So good
Ah.
luck. Um, and if you live in the United States, nationals are going to be happening from July 3rd to 5th. Yes, that's the 4th of July weekend at the Indiana Convention Center in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you live there, check out their museums. I heard they have good museums in Indiana. Um, so moving on to the Australian National Pokemon Championships, it's quite big actually. There's been some rule changes this year that are really critical. The
Mm.
first is you cannot join any of these tournaments anymore if you do not have a Pokemon Play ID. So, Megan, you're planning to enter the 2016 circuit at any point, you need to have a Pokemon Play ID
Okay.
because they're actually monitoring your ranking across all of Asia Pacific. It's it
Mm.
it's been expanded now. You need to log on using your Pokemon Trainer Club account. You have this if you've used Dream World at all at any point in the past. And then you go to the Play Pokemon account tab and you make sure that you have your Pokemon identification number, your PID, with you. All right.
Okay.
Now, the tournament is restricted to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You cannot use X and Y to play. You will not be allowed to use X and Y to play. And everybody who landed second in the six different regional competitions, they will automatically qualify. They got flights and accommodation for themselves, um, and um, and that goes to Melbourne. Great. If you live in
Mm.
Melbourne, tough luck. You just get accommodation. Um, and the way they decide who goes to the Worlds is also different. If you win the Nationals, that does not necessarily mean that you go to Worlds.
Mm.
Key point there. If you win, you will get a very large amount of championship points, which might place you in amongst the top two of the Asia Pacific rating zone. If you get there, you will win the travel award to the 2015 Pokemon Video Game World Championships. And I have no idea where it is this year. Um,
I'm
if
sure we'll
you
see soon enough.
if you are in the top 18, you will get an invite, which means you have to pay your way there.
Mm.
Um, that's it's a tougher road than it was in previous years, but it also means that like a lot of people are going to have a fair go. So
Mm.
that's going to be interesting. Um, so let me see where the 2015 World Championships are. It's in Boston. It's in Boston,
Okay.
Massachusetts. So anybody who's up and willing to make it there this year, good luck. Um, so the age divisions for this year, if you were born in 2004 or later, you belong to the junior division. If you were born at any point between 2000 and 2003, you belong to the senior division. And
Mm.
if you are an old fogey like me, you belong to the Masters division.
Hooray.
Hooray! So that's the big data about the Pokemon
Mm.
nationals. All right, now let's go to the Wi-Fi tournament.
Wi-Fi tournament. An official international tournament hosted via Wi-Fi has been announced called the Little Cup. Sign up will be between May 14 and May 21 and will run from May 22 to May 24. Pokemon will be limited to level 5 only for this competition. For more information, you can check out Bulbapedia's article or check the official Nintendo website.
Do you want to join this? This is actually cool. You would happily
I
qualify
always
for this.
loved the level 5 battle option in Pokemon Stadium way back when. They had one of the areas you could only fight with like unevolved level 5 Pokemon. So that was always interesting because it really changes the game up a bit.
So, are you competing in this? Because this is going to help.
I'll
Okay.
consider.
The road to 2016 begins here. Little steps. Begins with little steps. Begins with level 5 steps.
It begins with Little Cup.
Begins with little. Hey.
Little steps. Little cup.
Yeah. So if you're interested in joining that, it's via Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi. So grab your 3DS. I'm going to guess that this is going to be restricted to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. As far as I know, they're still supporting X and Y, so there might be a parallel X and Y event happening here. So I'm not sure. Were there specific details? You cannot use Pokemon transferred from Black and White versions 2 or regular Black and White. You can only use 3 Pokemon. Pokemon will be set to level 5. You cannot use Eviolite. Dragon Rage and Sonic Boom cannot be used. Each battle will last 10 minutes. Players will have 90 seconds to choose who they will battle with. Each turn will have a time limit of 30 seconds. Players may battle 15 times a day for a maximum of 45 battles for the tournament. 50,000 spots available on a first-come, first-served basis. So keep that in mind. 1,000 Pokemiles will be available for participants. And they will release the rankings on the 29th of May. You must receive a winner or loss to be able to receive the Pokemiles. So, hey, you're getting stuff for free already. Single battle tournament, Pokemon that cannot evolve. Pokemon that cannot evolve, nor Pokemon that have evolved may be used. So it has to be level 5 or at least slightly higher, because it'll be set down, right? They have to be unevolved, unevolved Pokemon that have an evolution. Cool.
Sounds good.
Now, yep, sounds good. Now, before we move to the IPL headlines, I just wanted to put on one last headline. Late last year, I ranted my head off about Baltimore and Philadelphia getting, I think it was Baltimore, Philadelphia, or was it Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, getting Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions. Apparently,
I think it was Washington.
Spectacular. Yeah, it was spectacular, or so the reports went. I heard a sample of it, and I was like, why don't we get this? And I started on this months-long rant about how they should really bring it across different venues and make it a total tour. And then I think it was early around January or February, or even later, they announced that it was going on tour across the U.S. And it was also going on tour here in Sydney on the Opera House, that really nice building with horrible acoustics. And I went, great. Now I have to eat my words because I've been asking for this for months and months and months. And here it is. And, I would look like an utter doofus if I didn't actually get the tickets. So what I did, I think when that thing was announced, was I put myself on the mailing list for the Sydney Symphony in order, because the Sydney Symphony is performing it on this leg, to be first to have a go at the tickets. I believe it was it Monday or Tuesday night? It was Tuesday night?
It was Monday, because that was when we went. Yeah. It was Monday.
Was it Monday? Okay, so on my birthday, on my birthday they made the tickets available, and I have secured 2 premier seating tickets for myself and the lovely IPL admin to my left. Um, so that set us back a bit.
Mm.
But we have tickets. We've confirmed the tickets. We will be picking them up at the venue on the day of the
We have
event.
fairly decent seats.
Yeah, we do. Row Q is not that far from the stage, to be perfectly honest, and it's
Mm.
better than the first five rows, which are restricted views, because you're seated a lot lower. Row Q is actually fairly far enough back that you're. Um, Usually, the rows between the concert rows between O O and T are really great for listening. So that's basically happening on Friday. I think the it's in
Mm.
November, believe it or
Yeah.
not. Um, this is we basically went ahead and got tickets for an event that's happening in November. It's it's nuts.
Mm.
It's apparently it's an Australian first, and I refuse to believe that because we've had play here before. Um,
Mm.
there's apparently music from all of the series plus visuals plus stuff from the movies.
Mm.
And I will just make sure I have extra monies for if I have to buy merch. The presale was released on the 4th of May.
Mm.
Um, at the end of the week, I think there's going to be the general admission sales. Um, there's quite a bit of demand for this. I'm going to probably regale myself in either IPL gear or proper geekery.
Mm.
Different Evolutions, looking forward to this. November 20th, I think we're going. It's in the evening as well, so we're gonna make it a night out.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Most
So
definitely.
so happy. Finally got that. So yeah, if you like, I've got screenshot with the tickets, but I'm not gonna show it. Um, I took a screenshot just in case anybody needed
Mm.
any evidence. But yeah, we're totally stoked to watching it now. Okay, now I'm going from something properly euphoric, something I was really excited about, to something I'm really depressed about. Chapter 2, Mission 3. What the hell happened, guys? Disaster. Despite the valiant efforts of Ryua, the Evil Coalition, and countless other trainers, as well as the assistance of GT Sin and Seabold. That's right,
Mm.
all those extra green lights were by Seabold. It seems that they weren't able to cover enough to even meet the minimum required surveillance range for the Challenger chain. This will have a disastrous effect as they go into Part 2, Mission 1, and their chances to thwart Angelus's plans to devastate the island chain have been dealt a significant blow.
Mm.
It's not going to end well for everybody. So details about this new mission are going to arrive on IPL on Monday, the 11th of May. We will be way out in the country during the weekend, and we'll have limited access. So it's probably better if we just put it up on Monday. So it might still be Sunday on your time when this goes up.
Okay.
But look out for that, and prepare, because it's going to be a lot harder than it was supposed to be.
Mm.
So just remember, guys, when you decide to not participate in stuff. I mean, I can't blame everybody for not participating. Everybody's got their reasons and everything, but the whole point of these storyline missions are there's always an effect to what you do,
Mm.
and not doing something is declaring an action. So that's I mean, this is pretty much like I've made this rant about several stages in the meander as well. Come to think of it, no one plugs in enough damage, and then everybody scrambles at the last minute to get it forward. You bring this upon yourselves. We just write the stuff that happens. It's actually like considering we had a really good tolerance threshold for the pass. But this is, I mean, yeah. If you look at the mission journal, the rating, the grade that they got for the mission is an E.
Ah, that's
That's
pretty
an
bad.
E. Yeah, considering that it's just one up from a fail.
Ah, okay, so they didn't fail at least.
They didn't. Well, they would have failed if the completion rate was any less than 25%.
Mm,
Which was the minimum. Like if no one submitted anything, that was a fail.
mm,
But they got an E, which is the next lowest, which is you didn't pass. Sorry, you didn't fail, but you didn't pass either.
okay.
The satisfactory mission. Yeah. The other thing is that Seabold satisfaction rating took a hit. So everything
Mm,
you guys did in mission 2 kind of went down the drain by failing to do mission 3 properly.
mm,
But it's a consequence. It is the thing that happens if you like do not take these things measure for measure. Anyway, I I have nothing good to say, so I will shut up and keep going with the headlines.
uh,
Nothing. Anyway, um, like there was so much, like there were so many allowances going into it. I'm
mm,
actually surprised. I'm actually surprised the mission scored an A, but that's how it goes. Good luck on mission 1, part 2, mission 1. Right,
mm,
Project Reverence. Also on Monday, along with the part 2 mission 1 journal, a different journal will come up on the IPL detailing the 15 classes characters can start within Reverence Core. Yay! Of these 15 classes, included are the standard 10 from Marlo's Meander. So if you guys remember, let's see if I can name these off the top of my head. Defender, Warrior, Battle Bard, Templar. Oh bugger, it's hitting me now.
mm.
Um,
You can do it.
Battle Bard, Templar, Cleric. Sorry, Berserker, Cleric, Hexblade. We're calling them Hexblades now. They're not Hex Swords anymore. Hexblades, um, Hexblades, Black Mages, Harlequins, and White Mages. Did I name
Mm.
everybody? Yeah, I think I got everybody. That was 10, right?
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't counting.
Oh, all right. In addition to those, we're also including the Archer, so a long range specialist. The Rogue, who is more about speed and cunning. The Chemist, actually
Mm,
not a battle class, um, more a trader and gatherer class.
mm,
But they can still be. They're still pretty like they're still somewhat useful in battle. The Scholar, so a new type of person on the field known as status. So their role is to induce effects, positive and negative,
mm,
on various characters. They don't do offensive power. They don't do defensive power. What they do is they alter the state of play.
mm,
And traders, which specialize in gear and all of that stuff, traders are going to be useful, especially when you're trying to acquire equipment, because you can equip. I believe you can only equip 3 types of item on your character: a weapon, a
mm.
weapon, gear, which is like clothing or something you carry, and an accessory. So
Okay.
just to keep it simple. All right. Also, I am working on something for Reverence Core called RevGen. What
Mm,
RevGen is a really light, easy. It's fairly easy to write on my end. Program. It's a character generator. I'm not going to generate any images for anyone. What I am doing
mm,
is that This is just a really simple character generator to take you through creating a character. It will give you writing prompts. It will give you drawing prompts. You can set it to go totally random. It'll select a Pokemon for you to use. All of this other stuff. I might experiment with making it an Excel spreadsheet because most, if not everybody, has at least a spreadsheet program
mm,
that they can mess around with, and I might do it that way. Um, And basically, I'll provide prompts, stuff like inspiration, character background, what nation they associate with the best, where they
Mm.
would fall under, things like that. Just so if you're generating characters, it's easier for you to integrate them within the world, instead of just, like really finding it hard to create stuff. Um,
Mm.
we're still deciding at this point how many characters you're allowed to make for your first application. I might go with four. Um,
Okay.
we might start with as small as one. I'm I'm not set in stone as to how to do this, but I want people to have fun when they create characters as much as they do when they play them.
Mm.
So if you want to integrate your character into the known world, you want to express your interest. Hey, um, note us on the IPL and let us know. Also
Mm.
mentioning that the original the journal that went up the other week, which was the
Mm.
one describing the nations, which I quite like actually. That is going on the Reverence Core website on Saturday. That is like the only major thing we will be doing as the IPL staff, is putting that journal up on RevCore. It will look exactly the same as it does on the IPL. It might start indicating the series and everything like that. If you
Okay.
go to Reverence Core now, I believe the only deviation on RevCore is the map of the known world.
Mm.
So if you guys don't remember where it was, it's reverencecore.deviantart.com. Um, and it's well, it's really really empty right now. But if you go into the gallery, you will see the
Mm.
map of the known world, and it is big. And you can order prints if you really want to, but you can view it on your browser.
Okay.
I am You've seen this map, and you've seen this map
Yeah.
in real life too.
Yeah.
The real life version of the map, cropping notwithstanding. Um, I love this map. I love the
Mm.
fact that I made it, and I also love the fact that it looks so damn good. Um, it is a wonderful map. It is a beautiful map. It is not a map that you should ever use to navigate the world. In fact, this particular map was designed to be framed.
Mm.
So take that with a grain of salt. This is not a traveling map. Um, in the future, I will be releasing maps of each region, because I want to detail specific areas
Mm.
as we go along. So that'll be a fun exercise. I will be reserving the detailed maps for when we actually properly start kicking in um, adventures for Reverence Core. Part of that as well is getting preparing the Adventure Zero, and
Mm.
Adventure Zero is probably going to take place in Reverence Core City. I'm waiting back on a few commissions to see how we're going to sort this all out, but tremendously excited.
Mm.
Again, everything we learned from Reverence Core is probably going to feed itself back into the IPL in some way, but it will be treated as a separate project from the IPL. A really good question actually came up when it came to choosing the nations and character generation and all that. The
Mm.
question was whether or not Pokemon had to come from the IPL. Like, did you have to use your Meander team? And the answer to that is
Mm.
no, absolutely not. You can carry your stuff over from the IPL and use those characters, or you can create an entire team just for Reverence Core. It's completely up
Mm.
to you. If you want to create some sort of transition, that's great. But yeah, I'm going with just creating I'm going with creating a like an entirely new set of characters. In fact, the dev server, the characters we're
Mm.
using for testing, they're all original. They're None of them are
Mm.
related to any of the Pokemon we have in the IPL. So there's that. Okay. So what else did I need to mention? That was that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, we'll be doing early bird applications for Reverence Core in preparation for Adventure Zero in July. So this is a
Cool.
pre-launch thing. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention regarding Mission 3. Sorry, not Mission
Mm.
3. Regarding Part 2, Mission 1. If you own a pelagic pamphlet from Marlos Meander, Mission one, part 2, mission 1 is when you use them. This is the only time in chapter 2 where you will get to use them. So if you have it or you know somebody who have it, let them know about part 2, mission 1 coming on Monday.
Okay. Sounds
All right.
good.
Whew! I talked myself into tiredness. I want to cook more food.
Mm.
Okay.
Is that everything?
I think that's everything. Yeah. Was there anything else?
No, nothing I needed to mention.
Okay. In that case, we will call it an IPLcast today. So thank you everybody for viewing. We know no one was able to catch us live, but hey, enjoy the earlier than usual late night IPLcast. And we will catch you in 2 weeks, hopefully on the regular time for IPLcast 26. Until then, good night, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.